These past few months have been pretty wild between Jakob Ingebrigtsen and Josh Kerr. It really has been a back and forth, non-stop trash talk fest between the British athlete Kerr and the Norwegian athlete Jakob Ingebrigtsen. And recently, Josh Kerr really showcased some incredible strength and speed, breaking the world record for the indoor 2-mile and then winning the world championships in the 3,000 meters. I'll admit, I have been very impressed with what Josh Kerr has put together over the recent couple of weeks, and I think moving into outdoors, he just might be the favorite for the 1500 gold medal in the Paris Olympics. And just a few days after this year's World Indoor Championships in Glasgow, Scotland, we got another big-time interview with Jakob Ingebrigtsen, and even though he is not running on the track, he is certainly running his mouth. In this interview, which I will make sure to link down below, Ingebrigtsen was interviewed by the UK Times, which is pretty interesting because this is Great Britain interviewing Jakob Ingebrigtsen. And in this article, they asked many different things about Jakob's favorite events, about what people think of him, about Josh Kerr, about winning the Tokyo gold medal. They went into pretty great detail, so make sure to check that out if you're interested. But to start off, they asked him why so many people dislike him. And he said, "I'm very attached to the people closest to me, but there is a very strong line around them. I really don't care for anything outside. If people have done some things that are unfair, I am not letting them back in. I'm never giving them respect again." Now, it's been pretty obvious that Jakob Ingebrigtsen's inner circle has been quite small over the past couple of seasons, and when it comes to this circle, it's certainly his brothers that have been pretty much everywhere that he has been, and they have trained with him since he was little. This makes perfect sense, but it doesn't really get into the specifics about what he thinks about other people, and that is when he was asked about Josh Kerr. When inquiring about Josh Kerr, Ingebrigtsen had a very interesting response. He said, "The biggest issue is giving people like Kerr attention. That's what he is seeking. He is missing something in himself that he is searching for in others. I'm not the sort of guy to approve those sort of things. I am strict and notorious when it comes to my own mindset. If other athletes are not the same, I cannot respect them the same way I respect myself." This is a very interesting response because he's pretty much slamming Kerr's previous interviews when he's asked about Jakob Ingebrigtsen. And this is just a continuation. This is honestly not anything new, but this is Ingebrigtsen getting more into the psyche of his rival Josh Kerr. At this point, I think the trash talk has gone back and forth so much that I think they both live rent-free in each other's heads. I really do think that. But the next question that they asked was surrounding the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. And for this race, Ingebrigtsen talked about how he was chasing this one title his entire life. And he said that after the Tokyo Games, he said that he felt quite hollow because there was next to nothing to look forward to after this. But he then says, "I quickly got back to where I had been because my goal was never to only win a single gold medal. My goal was to be the best runner in history." This is obviously a very, very big ask, because it's one thing to be the best runner in history, but I think specifically for this kind of distinction, Ingebrigtsen is referring to the greatest distance runner in history. He said that it would take 5 or 6 Olympic gold medals to be better than all the different runners in all the disciplines, but that would be the end of the discussion here, and the goal is to never have the discussion again. This is bold and brash talk from Ingebrigtsen once again, because he has a lot of work to do before he does get to this point. But I will add, his 2023 was pretty spectacular, as he took down records from not only Daniel Komen, but Hicham El Guerrouj, who were certainly two runners with distinctions higher than most other athletes, and specifically El Guerrouj, who many people believe is the greatest middle-distance athlete of all time. Now, there are many other interesting points of this article, and one thing that I found particularly interesting was when Jakob was talking about his best events. And for this, he said that his best event is actually the half marathon, which I don't think he's run a single time. However, he has talked about how he is a better aerobic athlete than anaerobic athlete. And to get more specific, he said that his best events, in order, are the half marathon, followed by the 10K, then the 5K, then the 1500. If this is in fact the case, I have no clue why Jakob hasn't run more 10Ks, more 5Ks, and specifically not even one half marathon. If he is in fact this good at the half marathon, he really should get the world record at this point, considering that he is ranked in the top 5 in the 1500 and also in the mile. There are a lot of interesting perspectives about this one interview, and if you want to take a closer look, I'll leave a link down below to the Let's Run forum page regarding this one article. But for now, I will pass one final question off to you. What do you think is going to happen in this year's Olympic Games between Josh Kerr, Jakob Ingebrigtsen, and also let's not forget about the super deep field currently developing, including Yared Nuguse, Narvik Nuros, Jordi Beamish, and potentially the 17-year-old Cameron Myers. Thanks for watching, everyone, and as always, until next time.